I've mentioned many times that I've got thousands of these breakdowns, but I don't know where to start because I'm not sure who knows who. So if I bring up individuals that others haven't heard about, will that help them? In a way, I think if you see what these people do in their living role, then you'll see that what I'm saying about us matching vibrations, no matter where we are, no matter what historic point in time it is, this applies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a few different people who are along the same topic and make some videos out of them. Because whether people get it or not, this is really happening. And it's actually more important than the stuff that we're made pay attention to. Because those things don't have to be there if we as people actually start thinking, caring, and acting responsibly. I'm just going to get into the video, and this is going to be one of many. Oh, one other thing before I get into this video. If you haven't seen my video called Letters Mean Things, or Alphabet Power of the Word, the playlist, it's likely to be somewhat difficult for you to understand where I'm coming from, as if I just came out of nowhere with this. But if you're able to pay attention, you'll see that this is definitely not out of nowhere. And even though no one else in the world has ever talked about it, it happens to be so. Which would basically mean that I'm, in a way, talking about the most unique thing that applies to everyone individually, yet universally. Getting into those subjects will just lose people because they have too many questions that they're coming from an ego to ask. This isn't something that a simple-minded person can fully understand until they start getting a little depth into the way they think. Anyway, let's get started. Here's a very unique person that I just enjoy pointing out. Zahi Abbas Hawass. His birthday, May 28th, 1947. He's an archaeologist, an Egyptologist. Basically, he's one of the go-to guys about pyramids. His name, Zahi, from one side to the other Z, active here identified. Abbas, or a base. Active base, active subject upon itself. Think of what a pyramid is. And he shows people around pyramids and knows a lot of knowledge about pyramids because it's a here, active, plural, active, subject upon itself. So not only does he have a base, or Abbas, for his middle name, his last name is Hawass. Here, active, plural, active, subject upon itself. He knows about it, talks about it, shows people around, and he's the former Minister of Tourism and Antiquities. And he's the go-to Egyptologist. His birthday is also May, expression 5E, 28 in that space, or based here. 1947 is subject, dia, to and from him, generated and grouped. Do you see how all of that goes right along with all of it? And that's his name. The universe is playing his role right there. Does it mean that these people are always correct in their spot? No. But none of us are perfect. And each of us is vibrating in our own way and making our own mistakes. It's time for us to come together and see that there's something truly much bigger going on here. Even bigger than the pyramids. Let's take a look at the ever-so-rich Jeff Bezos. Born Jeffrey Preston Jorgensen, January 12th, 1964. We all know him from Amazon. Take a look at his name and break it down. Intense, expressed, form, force, familiar, upon itself, reference, expressing vital identity, potential reference expressed subject plus ongoing notion, intense ongoing reference generated and grouped, express notion, subject express notion. Take that into your mind and think about what Amazon is for. If you're looking for something and there's a place that you can go to get it, it's an organization that expresses things that they can send you. His name is Jeffrey, which, like I said, is the intense expressed form upon itself, reference expressing vital identity. Middle name Preston, like I also said, potential piece or placement, reference expressed subject plus ongoing notion. Then Jorgensen. It's a J, org, expressed notion, subject expressed notion. It's an intense organization that expresses notions. You look on there, you find something you want, which would be an expressed notion, that they will send you. That's his birth last name. And then look at Bezos itself. Base expressing from one side to the other, ongoing subject. Please ask yourself what Amazon does. It's an active, manifested, active from one side to the other ongoing notion. Think about that in the context of the rainforest, and it's all over the place. It's a wild place. Think of that in a computing setting, and it's an active, manifested, active, one side to the other ongoing notion. They'll send you the stuff you look for. Then his birthday being January 12th, 1964, it's January, active, the first month, 12, as it lies, 1964. Subject, form, to and from. So to say it straight through, it's the active, as it lies, subject, form, to and from. Take it in and think about it. I know I'm saying it a certain way, but it has to be said that way. And this is how the universe manifested as Jeff Bezos or Jeffrey Preston Jorgensen. And the same thing that it's doing with him, it's doing with you. And you're resonating with the world around you, the way we're allowing others to act and the way we ourselves also act. And deep down, we know that we're the only ones who can change it. No one outside you is going to make the changes that are everlasting for truth. Only together can we, but only individually can we find the way to do it. These two men are pretty plain to see, but I will say it just to make a point. First of the two, Marcus Goldman, born December 9th, 1821. Marcus is a manifest active reference, concept, unit, subject. Goldman, generated or grouped, ongoing as it lies, to and from, manifested active notion. An investor, a banker. Goldman. Then his birthday, December, which is 12, the active base or the as it lies. 9, identified. 1821, reference, base, active or reference unit. Someone who invests your money, an investor, banking. When it comes from something that you invest in, that's a base action. And if it's referencing your base action, that's somebody that helps others invest. And the other man, co-founder of Goldman Sachs, is Samuel Sachs. Just like the first one was Marcus Goldman, and that's about money, then we have Samuel Sachs. And even though it's spelled S-A-C-H-S, that's something actually more meaningful than just the word S-A-C-K-S, Sachs, because the word cash is right there in it. And if you had the subject active manifest unit expressing as it lies, and then you subject active concept or constant to itself here, subject, it's in investing because it's a subject active constant here, subject, as it gains and grows your investments. I know that sounds funny to say it like that, but just put these things into what these people are doing. He was born on July 28th, 1851, which is generated and grouped in this space, reference, express, action. So if you generate or group something in a space, it's your savings or something you've saved up. And then if you reference the expressed action, that's what you do with it. That's the investment you make. Now, I've showed enough of these examples, but when they just seem like numbers and letters, and then you actually put them together as the combination the universe put these people in place with, you'll see that it is what's happening. You can bank on it. So let's continue. These next two men are known for having tobacco companies. If you can keep that in mind as you listen to the breakdowns, you'll see that it's actually quite beautiful and kind of funny and, I don't know, maybe cute, you could say, that names not only mean what they mean through letter, a lot of times, if you sound words out or find words in them, you'll see that people live those too. So first, it's R.J. Reynolds, known as R.J. Reynolds. His full name is Richard Joshua Reynolds. So just see that his first name, even though it's a common name, R-I, Char, D, to and from, Richard, Richard. Reference, express, vitally identified notion, ongoing as it lies, dia, or to and from, subject. If you were smoking or token, that would be a reference expressing a vitally identified notion that's ongoing as it lies, dia, or to and from, a subject. And then his birthday is July 20th, 1850, which is July 7, generating group, 20th, T, which would be to any or plus, and then 1850 is the reference expressed ongoing. See the initials that he was known universally for. R, reference, or active here. J, intense. And when you smoke, it's a reference expressed, a vitally identified notion that's ongoing, as if you light it. and as it lies, or its active base, goes to and from the subject. Okay? Weird, I know. But then when you put that with generating group to any reference expressed ongoing and realize that he's a human being who started a tobacco shop, you should see what I mean. And if that isn't enough, another man known for the same thing, a similar thing, is Philip Morris. Potential placement or piece here identified on your lip, Philip, placement here identified, lip, or as it lies identified place. And then Morris manifests an ongoing reference upon itself, identified subject. So when you have Philip before Morris and you think placement here identified lip as a manifested ongoing reference upon itself, identified subject, it's another thing for a cigarette or tobacco company. And his birthday isn't included in full. It just says 1835, which would be a reference constant to itself expressing. You'd have to see that that vibrates with the idea of somebody smoking or using tobacco. I know they all seem so funny, but people do so many different things and they vibrate with it. And I've been showing you. Are you seeing it yet? Since I did two guys who were involved with money and investing, now I'll include a guy who is known as one of the world's greatest swindlers and scammers. In fact, he even had schemes named after him. Ponzi schemes. Charles Ponzi. Born March 3rd, 1882. He made up ideas, sold people on those ideas, and then stole their money. His name, Charles Ponzi. Concept here, active reference, as it lies, expressed subject, potential ongoing notion, from one side to the other, identified. He made it up, concept here, active reference, as it lies, expressed subject, that potential ongoing notion, and then he's going to use it on you and take for himself. From one side to the other, identified. Ponzi. And his birthday is March 3rd, 1882, which would be concept, another concept, reference, here based. See how he makes things up and he's only trying to get for himself. It vibrates with his name and his date of birth, and therefore his universal vibration, like we all do. And once we know that we're not our names or our past and our culture, we can make huge changes. But until we do that, we're just going to be repeating patterns with more stupid gadgets to distract us. Start thinking about it. Maybe share these with people. If they can open their mind, they can see that we're more than we think we are. So I attempted to stay along the same theme with some of these, and I know I went a little off. But as I do more of these game of names, since I have thousands of them, there are going to be some times where the people that I include in the same video may not go along the same theme. But so be it, because this is a world full of all kinds of characters. And by showing you the living word, I'm hoping you'll be able to see that we don't just come into the world aimlessly wandering. We do vibrate with things. And if we start understanding it from a deeper level, this world can really turn around. So that's going to be enough for this video. And until next time, peace and God bless.